for him. So he went shopping into town. He met some guys who were talking about dawah, whatever it was. He had been hearing about Islam on the media. He had started reading up, and Allah Ta'ala gave him guidance. And what happened? He became a better practicing Muslim, apparently, than me and you. Yes? Do we not see this on a very regular basis? Yeah, did they come into the deen fully, everything? You know, we still look for excuses and see where we can cut corners in our deen. Na'udhu billahi min dhalik. Yeah. But him, he will fully get involved. So he says, how can I go to sleep when my Allah doesn't sleep? This was an example of his devotion to Allah Ta'ala. Doesn't mean now he never ever slept after that. But this was what he was showing. Then when they got to the port and they tried to give him money, he says, I can't take this money. He says, while I was worshipping an idol, if Allah Ta'ala took care of me on a deserted island, yeah, I'm here in the city now. I'm worshipping Allah Ta'ala directly, not through the means of an idol. Why won't Allah Ta'ala take care of me? Today, we have become involved and engrossed in amassing wealth. Yeah. How much more money, and in money, we lose everything else. Our values of life, values of our family, values of our deen, values of our iman, value of our salah, value of our Quran, value of durood, value of hajj, everything is lost. And why is value of hajj lost? Because lots of people are in there, like I said at the beginning, most of you missed. It's all there for the money. Wealth will come to you. How often do we not hear in the Jumu'ah khutbah, وَالَّذِي لَن تَمُوتَ حَتَّى تَسْتَكْمِلَ رِزْقَهَا. Wallahi al-Azim, you will not die. You will not die until such a time that you have not completed your sustenance. Till you have not had that last slice of a cucumber, till that last burger, the slice of pizza, that chocolate cake, or whatever it may be. Until you haven't had that, you will not die. No one else will ever have the opportunity to have what is destined for you. And you will never have what is destined for someone else. So no matter how much you chase the dunya, as the saints would tell us, that the more you chase the dunya, the more it runs from you. Whereas death, the more you run from death, Hazrat Ali Karamallahu Wajha radiallahu ta'ala an, we find, what does he say? He says, Al-Maut laysa minhu al-fawt. That death, there is no running away from it. Death, there is no running away from it. In aqamtum lahu akhadhkum. That if you try to fight it, or you try to do anything to combat death, it will still get you. وَإِن فَرَرْتُم مِّنْهُ أَدْرَكَكُمْ. No matter how fast you run, no matter how quick you are. Farara, and imagine the car, what's a fast car? Sounds like Ferrari. So even if you're sitting in a Ferrari, no matter you're doing 300 miles an hour, yeah, maut will come to you. Imagine that. Especially if you're doing 300 miles an hour and you don't know how to drive. I know of a man whose son passed, or husband and wife died in this accident. He was doing 300 kilometers an hour in a very highly modified BMW. He had the baby in the back seat. When they hit someone, he chopped that guy in half. The top half of that person came in and killed his wife. In that, he lost control of the car. Him and his wife died. The baby, who was not secured properly, survived an accident. So death, who's going to come to? Only those who it's meant for. That boy survives. Today, subhanallah, he is teaching Quran. He's a hafidhul Quran. Death will only come to you when it is your time. You can do whatever you want. You can run however you want. Someone told that one man that, you know what, death is going to come to you. So he thought, you know what, Malikul Maut can't be that intelligent. Let me run to another country. Just as he landed there, Malikul Maut came in the form of a human being and said to him, you know what, just till very recently I was worried, how am I going to take your life when you were living in so-and-so country and I had to take your maut here, and I didn't see anything on your itinerary of life that you were going to come here for holiday. Now that you've come here, you've come to your maut. Maut will come to us, no matter what. Wealth, That is in Allah Ta'ala's control. Allah Ta'ala will give you death when He feels it is necessary for us. Ibrahim ibn Adham radiallahu ta'ala an, he was once asked that why is it that when we make dua that, although Allah Ta'ala says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ, that when you ask from me, Allah Ta'ala is closer to you than your jugular vein. When He asks, then I will accept from Him. If Allah Ta'ala says this, then why is our dua not accepted? He replied, because although we are physically alive, our hearts are spiritually dead. Our hearts are spiritually dead. So his companions, Ibrahim ibn Adham radiallahu ta'ala, his companions asked him, what is the way to try and sort this out? What is the remedy here? He says that the remedy, or rather the reasons for this happening, is because firstly, I'm just going to go through them very quickly. Firstly, you know the rights of Allah Ta'ala, but you don't give it to Him. You know you got to perform salah, isn't it? Could you perform salah? I'm not questioning anyone directly here. This is for us now. All of us, self-check here. Firstly, you know the rights of Allah Ta'ala, you don't fulfill them. Read a Jumuah here, read namaz there, Jumuah there, couple of salah here, there, whenever I get a chance. Second one, you read the Quran of Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal, but you don't apply its limits. The third is that you love Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You say you love him, but you've left his sunnah. It's only a sunnah. Why wear topi? It's only a sunnah. He only wore it once. How many times have we practiced on the sunnah? Because if we will practice on the sunnah, and the topi is just an example, so many other sunnah, if we will bring these into our life, then naturally our love for Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam will increase. On the day of Qiyamah, He will see us and say, there's a person who loved me. Come here, let me give you from the Hawd of Gold. You fear death, but you do not prepare for it. Are we prepared for death? How many of us have our coffin ready? How many of us have paid or have the money, 2,000, 3,000 pound ready for our grave? We'll save for holidays, isn't it? We'll save to buy a nice car, to put an extension on a house, to buy another house, to buy a business, to invest here, to invest there. But we haven't invested in our final resting place, that small little place which will be ours and ours alone. What is the grave? Ana baytul dood, ana baytul dhulma, ana baytul wahsha. The grave calls out and says, I am a place of insects. I am the place of darkness. What are we going to do? How are we going to face the qabr? Allah Ta'ala has warned you that the devil is your enemy, that verily inna shaytana lakum aduwwum mubin. He is your open enemy, and take him, fattakhiduhu aduwa, then take him as your enemy, but you still join him. You will still advertise on social media, I'm committing this haram, I'm doing this haram, I'm doing this haram. It's shocking that how the ummah can advertise the haram and feel nothing, no remorse at all. That fear of Allah Ta'ala is almost non-existent. May Allah Ta'ala save us. The sixth thing that he mentions is that you fear hell. You fear hell, but you destroy your bodies in it. Yani, you are preparing yourself to go to Jahannam. You're scared of Jahannam, but you're preparing to go to Jahannam. And at the same time, he says that you love Jannah, but you make no preparations whatsoever to go to Jannah. And the final thing that he says is that when you rise from your beds, throw your bad qualities behind you. And he says that get busy with removing all the bad qualities. Why? Because Allah Ta'ala has promised us in the Quran. No sooner do we leave a bad quality and start practicing on good, Allah Ta'ala will change all that bad that we did, whatever wrong that you did, the zina that you did, the insurance, the haram that you had, whatever gambling, alcohol, intoxicants, whatever it may have been, Allah Ta'ala yubaddil sayyi'atikum hasanat. Allah Ta'ala will change all those bad deeds in your record into good deeds. Just by you leaving them, subhanallah. Does Allah Ta'ala not love us? Allah Ta'ala loves us immensely. May Allah Ta'ala grant us the ability to practice upon the teachings of the Quran and of our Master Nabi Kareem Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah. Asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya 'ala salah. Hayya 'ala salah. Hayya 'alal falah. Hayya 'alal falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La